Good morning, Flosstube. This is Karen of Prom Queen Stitcher. I have not made a floss tube in over 6 months. Don't really know why, just haven't. I guess part of it is I've not been stitching as much as I'd like, and so I felt like I didn't have as much to share. Wanted to let you know what is going on with me. I'm having a lot of trouble with arthritis in my fingers. Although in summertime it's way better than during wintertime, I'll tell you that. But it's still an issue. And I was finding that, it felt like when I did stitch, it felt like I was stitching with like 4 or 5 mittens on, and I just didn't have the manual dexterity that I'm used to having. But thanks to Faye Riggensby, who's a finisher down in the Carolinas, she unfortunately broke, I think, her elbow this summer. I think she had a fall. And she was mentioning that she was getting back into stitching, and mentioning that part of the therapy that she was doing is that she would stitch 30 minutes 3 times a day. And she was finding that that was working well for her. And so I got to thinking, you know what? I don't need to sit down and stitch for 5 hours a day like I used to be able to, like on a Saturday or Sunday. But I can probably, sit and stitch for 20 minutes or so. Even if I get 25 stitches in, that's further along than I was. So I've started to do that a little bit, and I'm pleased with the progress. And I can still keep doing my beloved hobby because I was really finding that I was missing it. Yeah, the arthritis thing, no picnic. This aging is not for wimps. But I'm extremely grateful for the things I can still do. I can still drive my car. I can still, walk short distances. And, I still live in my home. And from that standpoint, I'm really, really blessed in so many ways. It could be a lot worse, and that may be coming down the pike, but we'll just have to wait and see. Well, let me show you my progress on the baked goods, which is the chart that is by Little House Needleworks that I've been working on for quite a while. Here's the chart. And it's just as fun as it can be. I'm doing it on 18 count linen, so it's really easy to see, and I think it's coming out so cute. I'm getting the pie. Pie is almost to completion, and then I have to do the cupcake, and then that, I probably will do the border just to kind of finish off a little bit, and I may, on the poinsettia right there, I may go ahead and put some gold beads in the middle just for something to be a little shiny in contrast. But there it is. And like I said, if I do 20, 25 stitches on this a day or several times a week, it's more than I had before, and so I can go forward with it. What else I wanted to talk about? There's a sale going on. Crafty Cat Stitcher on Flosstube is doing a sale that attracted me, and let me show you the photo of it. It attracted me because it was done on large count fabric, and it also it's using pearl cotton, and I thought, that's got to be easier than trying to deal with lining my DMC floss up and so on. Here's a picture of it. It's by Bent Creek. Oops, I'm getting the glare, and I lost it. Here, hang on just a minute. It's just so cute. It's called Candy Cane Mischief, I believe. And I haven't ordered mine yet, but I'm probably going to do that today. But there it is. It's like a big piece of candy corn with pumpkins in the middle and ghosts at the bottom and stars and a moon at the top. And like I said, it's done with pearl cotton, and so I think that'll even be easier for me to grasp and do. So I'm hoping to do that once this baked goods thing is done. Let's see what else. Oh, I wanted to shout out to a newbie that I discovered yesterday or the day before. Her name is Anna, and her channel is Stitch Roadie, and she is darling. She's so much fun, and she's from the Pacific Northwest. I think she said she was a labor and delivery nurse at one point. And she talked about how she's been a quilter for years, and had done little cross stitching on her own, but somehow went to Acorns and Threads and participated, I think, in one of their stitch-ins, that they have pretty regularly. They're at their table, I'm sure, in their LNS, and she just said, I just went bananas. She said, I was just sitting there with my mouth open, listening to these people talk about all this terminology, and she said, oh my gosh, that's something that I think I would like to get into further. So that's one of the things that she talks about. She's so bubbly and so much fun. Heck, if I were having a baby, yeah, at my age, if I were having a baby, I'd sure want her to take care of me, because she makes you just feel so much at ease. So give her a watch. I think you'll enjoy her. And I did tell her that I'd probably be doing a shout out. The other thing I would like to do today is talk about some of the charts I have. Are you ready for this? I've got probably a good 10 minutes left or so. I like to keep my floss tubes at about 10 minutes or so. 15 minutes. And I thought, I think I'm going to go through some of my charts and kind of show you guys some of the ones I have and some of my favorites. We stitchers end up getting favorite designers, and then almost with a compulsion that we have to get everything they've ever designed. I'm sure I don't have all of these for drawn thread, but I've got quite a few, and so let me show you some of the ones I have. I actually have done very few, other than a couple of the small spot samplers. I have the winter one done and the autumn one done that have been made into ornaments, and I've shown those on my channel in the past. Okay, here's one of my favorites. It's called Hearts and Flowers, the Violet Sampler, and once again, it's by Drawn Thread, and I just love the colors. I like purple really well, and then you get the green with it, and I'm just all about it. So that one's really, really nice. I like it a lot. So that's one of the ones, and I hope, like we talk about our sable, the stitch acquisition beyond life expectancy. Well, I hope that that's within my sable, or before my sable runs out. Here's another one that's called Trimming the Tree, and once again, Drawn Thread. I think it's really cute with those little snowmen. Here's another one that I have always liked, and it's an oldie. I don't even know what the copyright is on this, but it has a bunch of specialty stitches in it, and so it was appealing to me. Once again, I like the colors. For Christmas, I like the kind of mauves and the bluish green, and so there it is. It's done on linen band, and then also done on some type of white, probably linen of some kind, for a picture to be framed. But I just think it's so pretty, and called Christmas Stitches. Here's another one called Christmas Cheer. And I really liked it with its log cabin and its fir trees. And I liked what the verse said too. It says, may Christmas joy and Christmas cheer be in my heart throughout the year. And the date that is on this is 1996, so you know it's been around a long time. But some of the oldies are the best. Okay, Joyous Christmas. I think I might have stitched this, because it looks like I've taken it apart, but I don't know where it is. But I think it's really pretty. It would make on small count fabric, it would make a really cute ornament. A little bit larger fabric, be cute framed up. Even one of the Priscilla and Chelsea finishes would be really cute. Here's the winner. Oops, that's not lots of glare on that one. I really like that one too. It's Halloween. I like the shape of this one. It's really, really cute. It would be cute done on linen band too. I don't see that much done on linen band these days, but I think it's a really good alternative, because it's something that's already hemmed, at least lengthwise, and it's something that I could finish up pretty fast. And then this one is Holiday Halloween with the witch in it. And she'd be cute as an ornament too. And this actually came as a kit. It has the fabric and the threads, so that's really nice. And I think I must have done this one too. It's the Halloween spot sampler. You know, this stuff must be out in my Halloween decorations, but I think it's just really, really cute. And then I showed you winter a minute ago, and then this is autumn. You see those trees that are kind of losing their leaves, which I guess we're coming up on, not before too much longer. This is Alpine Garden. This is a lot of stitching, I think, although it's pretty narrow, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. I bet you anything it's got some of the, it's actually 44 by 224, and I bet you it has some specialty stitches in it, which I think are kind of fun. It's kind of a nice diversion, you know, away from just the cross stitch, although I know some people tend to avoid it. This one is called In My Life. It's a family photo album and a sampler brag book, which I think would be awesome. Really, really nice thing to do. You know, we're always looking for different finishes and so on for our projects, and I think that would be something that would be just something that would be so special to have. And this one's called Boo. It's a scissors keeper and a purse. Interesting. It looks like the purse thing almost looks like something you'd keep in your stitching accessory bag, but I don't know. I guess you could use it as a purse. Or you can make it into a bell pull. So those are kind of fun too. I've never taken a class with Cynthia, who's the owner, but I think she'd be great. This one right here is Krista's Christmas stocking, and it says Christmas joy is in my heart. I think it's kind of fun. And I think you could probably do it on you know, like the large count. This actually is done on khaki Jobalon, but I think it's a 20 count, but I think you could do it on the 18 count linen over 2, and you get about the same effect. This one is another stocking, Hannah's Norwegian Christmas stocking, which I think is really kind of cool too. Kind of a little bit of a Scandinavian look to it. And it doesn't look like it's got, I mean, other than that middle area right there, it doesn't look like it's all that much solid stitching. So I think it would go pretty fast. And then this is the last one I have. It's called the Drawn Thread A Year of Flowers, and it's a cushion, you know, like a pillow, and a folio. So that's kind of neat too. With the wildflowers, so pretty. I think the thing that has always appealed to me about drawn thread is the stuff looks kind of delicate, and I like her colorway too. You know. I know that a lot of people love primitive look. I've got to have something with a little more color. I like a lot of the primitive designs, but my stuff's got to have more color. I can't do anything that's just browns and tans and you know, golds. I've got to pizzazz it up with something, but that's just a personal preference. And we're all so different in the way that we perceive color, and I think that's one of the nice things about cross stitches. We can individualize our pieces and make it so that we like it. Let me show you one last chart that I have. It's kind of, I think it's the only one that I still have this, and it's an oldie. It's by Blue Whale Designs, and this is called the Sandman. And I always really liked these different pieces. And you know, there's a little bit of a poem on there about the Sandman. It says, "The Sandman, he has a tiny little bucket and a shiny silver spoon. He comes to sprinkle stardust and pieces of the moon." And I just thought, oh, I just love that. And then there's another one down there that says, May the stars and the moon call you their friend. May the dreams they share with you never end. and then it's individualized with Jessica, with a name. So I think this is really cool. This particular designer, Blue Whale, they designed back in the day some perforated paper little calendar things that people could use on in like in a little box and have the different months, and I think you could also, I think you could do the numbers too, and those numbers could be used every month. So they were really kind of neat, and I've had this chart. I mean, it was only $4, so that should tell you something. But I'm trying to think. I don't see any type of a copyright on it. I wish they'd do that for us so we know how old some of these things are. But anyway, this one I've held on to even after I've purged a lot of things. I keep hanging on to this chart, thinking maybe one of these days I'll get it done. Well, folks, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. Like I said, I try to keep it under 15 or 16 minutes because otherwise it gets too hard for me to upload it. But I wanted to give you my best regards, tell you that I'm back, and that I hope to keep with my goal of doing at least a little stitching. And I'll keep you guys up to date. I am on Instagram, and I'm also on Facebook. I'm still watching all the Flosstube and doing all of that. And, it's just so fun. It's such a good way to kind of stay engaged and stick with this hobby that I've enjoyed for so long, since the middle of the 70s. So anyway, you guys keep those needles flying and have a good day. Bye-bye.